they're expecting $9 million for the year.
What's up, Chicago? It's your man, Maze Jackson. We are live in the building. We are back after an extended holiday. It's your man, Maze. Charles, how you feeling, man?
Man, you just gave me that little Jay-Z.
Charles, you ain't copped the new jigger, man?
Man, I don't know. I might have to now.
Charles,
you have to now, man.
Charles, tell me you ain't copped the new jigger.
No, he sound like a grown-ass man, you know.
Charles,
sound like a grown-ass
man.
That
is a grown-ass man album.
I like a grown man album. I don't want no kitty pop, man. I ain't into that. You know, I don't have time for the kitty pop. But that sound like a grown man.
Hey, bro.
You know, I told you immediately, I was thinking, and you said Gil Scott, and I said, wow, that's Gil Scott Heron who ain't on drugs, who's not self-destructing. The brother better be careful.
Bro, he said it in the album.
He
said, you didn't hear it, bro. He says it in the album, they gonna kill me the more I talk free.
Ooh, I'm serious about that. See, Gil Scott killed himself. Keeps killing himself all the time, and they knew that, so they weren't worried. But if you say stuff like that, and you,
bro, he said the only way to freedom is through fighting. He's like, man, he said the Jews are now calling him anti-Semitic.
I saw that. I read an article.
They're calling him anti-Semitic because he said
ridiculous.
Totally ridiculous. He said if you want to know how they did it, you want to know why they all own all the land. He said because they not gonna live rich and die poor. Right? He said they invest. It was like an admiration thing from all the
Bro, it absolutely was. I took it that way the minute I heard that. I read the line in the writer, when they were writing about the controversy, and said, wait, there's nothing anti-Semitic about that. It's just that he pointed out how they did it.
Right, and
that's all he's saying, man. And why don't you do it like that? That's all he's saying.
Man, because he learned from them. Bro,
gotta learn from the best, man.
Hey, bro, I'm just telling you, that album moved my soul. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Hey, y'all. Uncle Charles going to the Jay-Z concert with us.
I don't know if I'm making it to the concert.
Uncle Charles going.
No, I can't. I don't
you get in the box, man.
We're going to the after show.
I'm a download it, but
bro,
I don't know if I'm
I was about to say, don't say download nothing around this way.
You don't download it anymore?
Yeah, you can download it.
What do you do?
You can download it. I thought you said you was down.
No, I download it.
I got you. I got you.
I know how to do that.
I got you.
I figured that out. And I got the whole thing, man. You
got to download it.
Got to download it, and I put it on my credit card.
What up, Mikal? What up, Kay?
How much is it?
Well, I bought Tidal, man. See, it was one of the best marketing plays ever, though, because he made you get Tidal. And then he said, but y'all gonna download it for free just to take it away from me, but I'm a black man. Man, he talking about black folks reinvesting their money. This album... Who heard the new Jay-Z since we off the air? Who has heard the new Jay-Z? Hey, man, that record moved my soul. Who's over on... Okay, KM, you have YouTube today. DS, you got Facebook. What up, Mikal? Big Brother King. Rob Payback. Ellis, what up, Ship? For real, nigga.
For real, still nigga.
These videos that they keep showing look like rockets that you blew up when you were a kid. And just up close videos of them, you know what I mean?
Hey, he did a cartoon for that OJ video. You hear me? That's gonna be off the chain.
And I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to listen.
And it's like,
get back to you.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get Charles Thomas's review of 444 by Jay-Z. Charles is trying to download Jay-Z as we speak. Look at him. He over there trying to get a Tidal subscription.
Give me so you gonna have to take care of me, man. I go home and listen to it, give it some thought, you see.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you what you need to do, child. You go in your room. I don't know if you got a space, right? Some brothers got a space. Now, you run your house, you might got you a space.
Like a man cave or something like that?
Yeah, like a man cave. What you got to do is go in that man cave. You Got to turn down the, put it up here for me, Todd. Just put it. Yeah. No, leave that and just put that here, and then I'll have it. The man cave. Now, if you like me, you gonna turn the music down, get a little dim, get your little drink or a little beverage, whatever you do. You know, however you do. I speak for you. Yeah, I can't only speak.
No, don't say that, man. Talking like that on the.
That's you. I just have a drink. Nice little drink. Sit back.
That, man. I need time for something like that.
Chill out.
That kind of time.
And just take 45 minutes and just let it all soak in. All right. Good morning. Who is with us this morning? Y'all not showing the brother no love? Ain't no love for the baby. Ain't no love for the babies. All right. Kane, what's up? I see you over on both sides. I appreciate you. Hey, Linda, I see you. Good morning. What up, Ebony Tillman? All right, so we got YouTube and we got Facebook Live. Hey, Charles, I got my little patio. Hey, Charles. Hey, y'all. I got my little outdoor patio straightened up.
She's so fine.
Me and my baby chilling out yesterday by the fire. I made a fire, y'all. It took me like 3 hours to make it, though. Yeah, but y'all, we had to sit by the fireplace. Okay. You hear all that? That's all commercials. The reason we're starting so late, ladies and gentlemen, is because it's the commercials. It's the commercials. All right, who is watching us now? Can you give me some love if you are on YouTube? Let me know you're out there. Hit me up. Let me know you're out there. If you're on Facebook Live, say what's up. Let's get this cracking. Y'all ready? I missed y'all, but I must tell you I enjoyed some much needed time off, and I got to sit, and I think today I'm going to sit back in the garden. Not in the garden. I got me a little rooftop. I'm about to go sit out there. My wife gonna be looking for me because I'm gonna be on the roof chilling. What up, Corey Mack? All the way from Peoria. Johnny Medley, what's up, brother? I see you over there on YouTube. Where y'all at, y'all? Y'all forgot about it, brother? All right, y'all. So I'm rocking both. What's up, Darcy Redman? Big brother Rob Payback Ellis, what's up? And YouTube is now winning. YouTube has the most viewers. Facebook Live are waking up. I think the YouTube viewers, you all know on the YouTube, boy, you can really watch it on the big screen. If you have an Amazon Fire Stick, though, you can also catch us there, too. Charles, what you do this weekend, man? Where you go, man? I saw you posting romantic love pictures. Where did you go?
You don't want to know, man.
Hey, man.
I ain't talking about that.
Hey, man, you don't want...
I ain't talking about that, man.
Hey, y'all should go to Charles Thomas' Facebook page.
Y'all laugh at me, and I'm not going to say a word.
Y'all better check out Charles' Facebook page. He was...
Mary put that on. Mary did
She got your Facebook password?
Put that on her Facebook.
She got your Facebook password?
Absolutely. I don't do that, man. I ain't getting in no trouble. My wife got everything on me, man. She got my whole situation. You know, got my phone, my passwords, got everything, man. That's how I stay out of trouble, man. That's called adult supervision.
Hey, man, you don't need that to stay out of trouble. Self-discipline. Self-discipline.
Adult supervision, man. I don't do nothing.
I think you sound like you on papers, bro.
I'm on papers.
You sound like you on papers.
I'm on papers.
You seem like you've been through this before.
I'm on papers like a
Jay-Z wrote a song about that too.
I'm on papers.
He wrote a song about being on papers
too. That's how I done stayed out of what they call it.
This time
they call it segregation, administrative segregation. That's how I stay out of that.
Jay-Z wrote a song about people who got in that.
I said, man, I'm on papers. You better believe that, man.
What used to be, there's so much hatred, war and poverty. Whoa, wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. What's up, y'all? Wake up! Shake it off, we back! Joseph! Children, teach them the very best you can. What's up, YouTube? What up, Facebook? No better if we just let it be. Na 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, girl. Just you and me. Wake up, all the doctors make the old people well. They're the one who suffer and who catch all the hell. They don't have so very long for their judgment day. We're all in the hand. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na 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 na. The world won't get no better. Good morning, Chicago. You are tuned into the talk. Good morning, Chicago. Good morning, world. You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. It is your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Charles,
hey man,
you back after a long weekend?
Man, just trying to make Chicago great again.
Ooh, make Chicago great again.
Make Chicago great again.
I'm gonna tell you,
that's
Chicago.
my mission.
You know what? Speaking of making Chicago great again, we're gonna talk about that state budget, and we're gonna talk about Mayor Emanuel. But before we get into that, gotta say what's up to our team. Good morning, Annette Flournoy. How are you?
Good morning, Annette.
Boom, 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 boom.
What, were they shooting again?
Yeah, well, yeah, I always say sometimes I think that this is a good day for the cover. All those fireworks are a good day to give cover to.
Man, I heard all that, but I thought they were just shooting. Okay.
You know what? Cause they can. Cause they can. I'm gonna tell you. It was so many fireworks in my neighborhood. I made a mistake and thought black folks must have got free. I was like, are we celebrating? Are we celebrating? I thought it was Black Independence Day because I'm just telling y'all, wasn't no slaves popping no fireworks.
Hey, man, where you live, man, it ain't all black no more.
Hey. Well, the people shooting the fireworks was the black folks because the white folks was like, call the police. Now, actually, the white folks was like, they were enjoying the neighborhood fireworks. I must say, having lived on the south side and lived on the west side, there was clearly a larger fireworks display on the west side.
It's the best side.
Hey, man, there were, I'm telling you, I thought it was daytime. And whoever calls it over Henry Horner Park, I'm telling you, Navy Pier had nothing on that. Gotta say what's up to DJ Pat, exclusive in the building. He is filling in because our musical director, Sonia, is gone. So we got another one of these millennials in the building. How you feeling, DJ Pat, exclusive? Hey, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm on a different level, man, because, Young Hove dropped a new album. Jay-Z dropped a new album. I'm on a different level now. Uncle Charles gonna be doing a review. But Uncle Charles, speaking of New York, did you hear about your Mayor Rahm Emanuel? He tried to call New York. Check this out.
What did he do?
So apparently, Charles, Mayor Emanuel, as though he does not have enough problems in Chicago, decided that he wanted to go and pick a fight with New York. He decided to write an op-ed to tell New Yorkers how terrible their train system was, and he decided that he wrote in the New York papers how they should take advice from Chicago. How do you think that turned out?
Well, it didn't turn out very well at all. Apparently, the papers fired back, and you don't want to start a fight with this big guy. What they say, big and fast is always better than smaller and fast, or whatever.
Break that down.
Huh?
Who's the big guy?
The big dog is New York City.
Hey,
how can you know?
You know what? I'm gonna say.
You don't want to pick a fight with New York. Why?
Well, I'm gonna tell you every time.
What's in it for you? What are you gonna do?
Well, I tell you what.
Is that gonna endear him to the people of Chicago?
No. And it certainly didn't endear him to the people of New York. Apparently, he got 2 front page stories.
Exactly.
So the mayor tried to tell them how to get their trains on track. He said they were on. And then he touted about how great and how much our trains were on time and how great our transit system was. And they were like, well, at least we don't get shot on the train.
That's what I'm talking about. You got money, crime. Keep going.
Charles, do you think though is that
money problems, crime problems, and such, and police problems, and he can.
His spokesman said, Charles, that he was genuinely trying to help. I'm like, I guess my question is he that out of touch that he just like that? He don't got enough problems of his own that he decided he wanted to go meddle in New York's transit and tell them what to do. I see what New York said. What do you think Chicagoans were thinking?
I don't know. I don't know what Chicagoans think. I don't know that it really gets him any traction politically at home to pick a fight with New York City. I don't really know what his motivation was, particularly to put it in print. You can say things, I guess, on the fly.
Is he auditioning for a new job?
Wow, I hadn't thought about that.
Is he trying to be the Secretary of Transportation?
For the Trump administration?
Something. What's the timeline? He had to start planning in advance, He thinks ahead.
For 2019?
Because I'm telling you, brother, I don't know if the mayor, I don't know what he was thinking, picking a fight with New York. Hey, Charles, Taste of Chicago.
Yeah, what about it? I haven't been to Taste of Chicago in years.
Well, apparently, neither have any black restaurants, or at least this year. Do you know that this year there are only 2 black restaurants in the Taste of Chicago? 2.
Right. Taste of Chicago for the last 5 years at least, since we've had a new administration, has been scaling down and really scaling down the attraction to black people and to young people.
Now they locking the gates, boy.
Right. In fact, the fireworks, of course, that
was the biggest.
That was the biggest night of the year, for this city to have a big event like that. But I think they didn't have the police to control it anymore, or something, because they stopped having it. And also, you can also tell by the acts that they have come to the Taste. You could tell that they're trying to keep a certain group of people.
Right, they got the OJs, man.
Huh?
They doing the OJs.
Well, it's cool to have the older, black folks come down. Because we can't really do the
y'all
ones
be
that
coming
I think,
on y'all stretch.
Come down with our walkers and stuff to get our music on. But
so do you think the man's gonna get all the black people up out of Chicago before he leaves?
He's doing a pretty good job. But the other thing too is that this whole Lollapalooza piece that they do, that is now the big event downtown, not Taste.
And it ain't even for black Chicagoans.
It ain't for black people.
It ain't even for Chicagoans.
It's not for Chicagoans. It's for suburbans.
It's for suburbans and people from
suburban kids come to that. But you can tell that's what they're doing in downtown Chicago now. Not the Taste, Lollapalooza. And they tear up the park.
How about black Chicago? How about Chicago for black people? Remember us? Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago. When we come back, social media question of the day, we'll talk state budget plus. I don't know if you ladies have seen Ross Fleming from Boy Bye, the Netflix flick, but he'll be here at 8 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after these messages. All right, y'all. How y'all feeling? All right, good morning. What's going on? Where did all the Facebook audience go?
Blacker than proud.
All right, ready? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I don't know if you heard, but apparently the Senate has passed the budget, and now we're waiting for the House to come back, and we may have a budget after 3 years. But it comes with a 32% income tax hike, which leaves me the question, are you willing to accept a 32% tax increase to balance the budget? Will it affect how you vote? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. Post to Facebook or tweet, and we'll take your calls. Or get them, read your answers online, and that can be a live blooper too. Peace.
Yeah, I kind of think that.
Did you see the statistic? It was something like
everybody's out of town.
If you make 50,
nobody's at work.
$50,000, it's going to be $600 out of your check a year.
Say that again.
$50,000 a year means $600 out of your check a year. Let me go get that.
I saw somebody bragging about it was only $30 a paycheck. I was like, great. I mean, if you got $30 more that you want to donate, feel free. Have at it.
You got it like that. Well, $30 a paycheck. Yeah, that would be $30. No, it's more than that. A lot more. No,
well, that's you talking about your paycheck.
$100,000.
You talking about right?
Somebody.
Charles, okay, bring it down. Bring it down, Charles.
Right.
Not a lot of black people make $100,000. I'm not saying not a lot.
I mean,
so I'm saying you got to be somewhere.
Man, I'm on fixed income, man. Come on.
Right. They fixed your income real good.
Fixed my income.
Real good. Did they take away your vacation? Are you gonna have to work at McDonald's to make the ends meet?
I'm trying to get to YouTube. How do I get the YouTube feed, man?
Click on the link.
Is this
The sound is out on Facebook. The sound is not out on Facebook Live. You can't hear me?
Something ain't happening with Facebook.
Why?
Because they ain't got nobody on it.
Yeah, it's like 15. I'm just telling you, nobody's on Facebook. Nobody's up this morning. Nobody's up this morning. Remember the fireworks last night? Ain't nobody up at it was a holiday. We at work. They got the day after the holiday. So everybody's sleeping late. That's all right. Good morning. We appreciate everybody that's here with us. What up, DS? What up, Brian? What up, Sharon? What up, Vince Bass? What up, Alvin Norton? What up, Kenny Elam? Kenny, are you up? Get them trains running, man. Get. What up, Big Brother K? Hey, Kenny. Kenny, what did the CTA workers say when the man picked a fight with the New York Transit? We know our CTA workers do a good job. Was he on y'all team when it was time for budget negotiations? Because that's a black union over there. What up, Sharon? What up, Kemet? What up, Henry Hotep? Why can't you hear, Henry? Can you hear?
That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm in Illinois on the Talk of
What
Chicago,
can't you hear?
1690 WVON.
Keep your finger on the pulse of urban radio.
Yeah, it sounded working on Facebook.
You want me to try and go out and come back in? Okay, guys, I'm going to take Facebook down and come back. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, on the Talk Chicago. We are talking state budget. Charles, did you see in the paper? Apparently, they passed the state budget. We're going to be talking about this.
The Senate has passed, overridden the governor. It's not quite there yet. It's not quite jello yet. They've got the House has got to override the governor who vetoed the bill.
So break it down, Charles. What? But I hear that to pass this budget, it's gonna cost us a $5 billion. We gotta take a 32% tax increase. How does that work? Explain that to the WVON listeners.
Well, I mean, I think first of all, this whole thing came about because Wall Street threatened to declare the credit worthiness of Illinois as junk, which means Illinois would not be able to borrow money at anything close to resembling a reasonable rate of interest.
Sort of like that $70,000 a day we have to pay CPS?
It would be worse. And you got to understand that government cannot run without a line of credit, because you have to run the government as you collect the taxes. So you have to get a loan, basically, a bond. You got to get bonds. You got to buy bonds. You got to be able to buy bonds to run any level of government. And when Wall Street says your bonds are going to be junk unless you pass a budget, the pressure was on. So they had to do something. And what they did was they passed this 32% tax increase in order to fund the government for the next year. Okay? And beyond that. But for the next year, it's going to be critical, because they're saying that they can raise $4.3 billion, that's with a B, in order to, from the taxpayers, to run the government. Now, they've got a budget of $36 billion. But they only collect right now $32 billion. So if you collect $4.3 billion next year, that would give you enough, they're saying, to run the government with expenditures and revenue, and you'd have an extra $3 billion that they'll use to pay down the $14.7 billion in back bills. Now they're going to have to go get a loan on those back bills to pay those back bills down. But that's the play right now.
Man, Charles, this is unbelievable.
Well, it is unbelievable, because what I don't believe is that this 32% tax increase is going to be enough, actually, to run the state. Because wait. Check it out.
You mean to tell me that we went through all of this and it's still not going to be enough?
Well, because this guy, the guy we had on last week, that Ralph Martier guy, he even said they need $7.2 billion really to run the state. Now, they have cut spending down to $36 million. But the fact of the matter is, by raising taxes, more companies and jobs and people are going to leave Illinois because of the higher tax rate. And because those people leave, that means there's going to be fewer people to collect that $4 billion. I want to see them collect the $4.3 billion that they say they're going to get, and keep spending under control enough so that they reach that they cap at that $36 billion level. If they can't, and they're in deficit, in other words, if there's a deficit by this time next year, or next spring, let's say, when they're negotiating the 2018 budget, then the governor is going to say, I told you so. And he's going to look good as he's running for election a few months later.
You know what, Charles? I'm just fed up.
I hope I haven't confused you at all.
I think you've confused everybody. But I think here's the point. The point of the matter is, it is a 32% tax increase. Now, people will, I've been hearing, oh, well, it's only 1.32%, and that's not really that much. That's
32%.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm hearing all of the spin now coming out from all the people that voted to pass it, that it's not 32%, it's 1 point something percent. But the fact of the matter is, I just want to, because see, I don't think black folks pay the taxes. I don't think that the taxes they're talking about affect black people.
Well, see, you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
Anybody who gets a paycheck. Anybody.
I don't think that black Chicagoans care that much about paying more taxes as long as they get a budget. So it leads me to the social media question of the day. Are you willing to accept a 32% income tax increase to balance the budget? And if so, will it affect how you vote? I mean, Charles, I really do not believe that black people care that much about paying this 32% tax increase.
You know, I think the reason people care about this 32% increase, even if you make $50,000 a year, I think it might be another, what, $20, $30 on your paycheck, something like that, or $15, $20 on your paycheck. I think what people really care about is the fact that this comes on top of everything else. And this is especially true to people who live in Chicago and Cook County, because one tax after another tax after another tax, and the soda pop tax is in court now. It's coming. They talk, the legislature in this last session, which you may not realize, they gave Chicago the right to tax your cell phone again.
Wait, I thought
they already did it once, but the legislature just gave them the right to add another cell phone tax or add on to the cell phone tax. So the taxes just keep coming and coming and coming. And I think when they say that they want to do this 32% increase on the income tax, people look at that and say, my goodness, this is another tax? It's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas. We are talking social media question of the day. Are you willing to accept a 32% income tax increase to balance the budget? If so, will it affect your vote? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. When we come back, Charles, it seems like Donald Trump has got us with the bait and switch. He's asking, we were looking at MSNBC, but apparently he's requested the voting records of everybody in every state. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Give us a call, 773-591-1690. It's 6:30 on the Talk of Chicago. Okay, y'all, I'm trying to get the Facebook Live back. Here, Charles, talk to the people. I'm trying to get this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like the whole tax piece. You have to pay attention to what's going to be happening later this year and beginning of next year, because that's when it's really going to get down to cases, because the election is going to be happening in 2018. If the Democrats can stabilize the state financial situation over the next year, first of all, they're going to wear the jacket for the tax increase. The Democrats, Madigan's side, they did it. Rauner is vetoing it. Now, if Madigan and the Democrats can stabilize the government, in other words, if they can come up next spring and say that they aren't in deficit, that the state is running well, they're going to be all right. But if there's a deficit by next spring, they could be in real trouble, because then they would have to ask for another tax increase, or they would have to cut spending again. That could be very damaging during an election year for those who authorized the tax increase. So you got this really is going to play out next spring when they're negotiating next year's budget. Because if they haven't solved the problem, then it's going to be bad news for those who voted for the tax increase this year. Also, keep in mind that this budget deal did not address the main driver of the Illinois fiscal problem, which are the pensions. There's nothing in this budget deal that has anything to do with the pension crisis. And that's a real problem, because the pension expenses keep going up, 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 and they could be so high by next year that they wreck next year's budget because they haven't dealt with them. So you got to think about that as well. They didn't deal with the pension situation in this budget deal.
This traffic report is brought to you
all right. Charles, go to Facebook Live and see if you got it.
One person at a time. Around the globe, there are children.
Because mine was showing volume. All right, Facebook Live, are you back? If you are on Facebook, all right, there's Facebook Live. All right, I see y'all. All right, all right, all right. We back now. I see us cracking. Good morning, everybody. We are doing our thing. What up, Big Brother King? Sorry, our feed went down. I don't know what the heck was going on. I was having some microphone issues. What up, JV? What up, Antonio? I see y'all. We back. Take a moment. Share the broadcast. Let everybody know we're cracking. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. All right. I'm going to tell y'all, we definitely need a Facebook Live producer or something, because it is a distraction if it is not working properly. It is a big distraction. I have not been here for the last 30 minutes. Thank God for my co-host, Charles Thomas. What's up, Alan Green? What up, Big Brother Kang? What up, Antonio? What up, JV? What up, Kang? Take a moment, reach over, share the broadcast. Let's get Facebook Live back to where we are. Appreciate y'all on YouTube as well. What's up, Ebony Tillman? I see you out there.
Is Facebook up and running again?
Facebook is going. What up, Dennis? How much we charging in taxes to watch this? Shoot. Watch. They going to put a tax. You know they're going to try and tax Facebook Live now because they don't want us to be seen or heard. Everybody, are y'all coming to the Taste of WVON? You need to. What up, W. Collins? You know what, Miss Collins? I really appreciate the fact that you have started to tune in, because I do recall you saying that you were a hater back in the day, but I'm grateful for your faithful attendance and viewership. Thank you very much. What up, Mark Sims? Henry, Dennis, Allen. All right, y'all. We are live. What's up to everybody on Facebook Live? What's up to YouTube? So thank y'all for sticking in there and going to YouTube too. So Kang, Linda, Ebony Tillman, Anthony Robinson, Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla Jr. What's up? Tammy, welcome back from Africa, from the motherland. You gotta see you. I saw you doing yoga in Africa. I saw that. What's up, Ship, Payback, Ellis? What up, Trista Bonds? What up, Adrian? Adrian, are you back from Paris yet? We Petty, how long y'all gonna stay, man? I'm nervous. You know, I'm starting.
Got back yesterday.
Well, I was about to say, y'all making me nervous. Y'all been gone a little bit too long, right? You know, you get to walking around Paris, they start asking you too many questions. I'm telling you. I went to Paris, boy, and when I had a suit and tie on, I was all good. I woke up one day and went exploring in a hoodie. Let me tell you, I got stopped by the wee petty French police at 3 times. Then when they saw my U.S. license, they was like, you all good. What up, Mario? Anthony Robinson. Thanks, bro. Credit! You hear that? Broke. That new Jay-Z, boy. That worth $2 million. That worth $8 million. It's my children. Y'all call it bougie. I'm just trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99. You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the studio. And Charles, I don't know if you know, but we are back up live social media. So we are on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You want to check us out, go to the WVON Facebook page and watch us and see what's going on behind the scenes. But beyond what's going on behind the scenes, Charles, the countdown is beginning. The taste of WVON
yeah.
is upon us.
Yep.
Now you know I don't really count L DeBarge from Detroit. I count him from Chicago because our associate producer Shelly's is his manager.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So
she has
so I think
yeah.
She got an in. I'm gonna try and get on the stage. I'm gonna try and break some of that. That I'm gonna stop. That light skin stuff.
Please stop, man.
Because I know you're gonna be in the front.
Man, you got to stop that, man. That's divisive.
You ain't hear about Jay-Z said light dot. You see, boy, Charles, I'm gonna have you gonna be a Jay-Z fan by the time it's over, Charles. But speaking of, we keep getting back to New York. But what about our crazy president?
Man,
he went. Go ahead, talk.
Last week
you are a conspiracy theorist.
No, this man is brilliant.
What? God!
Listen,
Child, he's a Republican.
Listen, he is diabolical, brilliant. Listen, last Wednesday, his election fraud commission requested from every state in the union the name, address, party affiliation, and voting history of every person registered to vote in every state of the union. Right? That same day, he tweets this stuff about these two B-list anchor people on MSNBC.
Are you kidding? That's Morning Joe, man.
B-list. And then about the woman's face, she had so much plastic surgery, her face was bleeding and all this. And the media goes crazy. All the while, this request for these voting records goes virtually unreported. The media is not paying attention to that. They're paying attention to this tweet business. Do you realize what could happen if Donald Trump and the Republicans that he has in charge had the names, address, party affiliation of every voter in the United States, and they worry about the Russians interfering with elections, and here you got Americans asking for this kind of information? Now, a lot of the states are refusing to give him this information, but that's not to say they couldn't go to court and force these states to turn over what's public. What if that information got into the wrong hands? Don't you think that these hackers that they talk about all the time could get that information and manipulate an election? And the media is acting as though this didn't happen. This should be a headline out of Washington every day. People should be outraged, up in arms, running down the street, screaming bloody murder. And they're talking about this Mika Brzezinski lady and these tweets. I'm telling you.
So Charles, look at my face.
What?
I'm
looking.
I want you to look at it. If you're on Facebook Live or YouTube,
I'm trying to look at it, but it's tough. But go ahead.
So Charles, all I could see is that maybe they're just trying to stop the undocumented aliens from undocumented immigrants from voting.
That's what they say they're doing. That's what they say they're doing.
But do you recall? But this is me, right? So here we are in Illinois, where we've had this discussion where we know that they are trying to have this automatic voter registration, no ID. You show up at the same time that we're trying to encourage sanctuary city status. Now, I'm going to tell you that as a conspiracy theorist back in the day, I would probably be like, oh my God, they're trying to stop the black people from voting. But black people have already checked out. So, not completely, but I am suggesting that what if it was to literally prevent voter fraud? Because I believe...
Well, it is. Well, they say that. But the fact of the matter is to stop undocumented immigrants from voting in California or Illinois, they can use the same kind of information to stop black people from voting in Mississippi and Alabama.
They already tried that.
And this gives them a tool to do that. I mean, the thing is, you can't, because you are so preoccupied with undocumented immigrants, and I get that, but you can also stop black people in places where black people are the political threat.
Well, maybe if black people, but how about this one? Maybe if black people's answer or our leadership's answer wasn't to sit it out and resist and to get to work and take an action plan, maybe this wouldn't happen. I'm going to say that we cannot legislate our own demise. And again, this seems like another opportunity. I can see, again, I see where you're going. But I'm saying in Illinois, right now in Chicago, man, we just sat here with the chairman of the Latino caucus last week who told us they was coming to get their lunch. They want parity. He also talked about the fact that there was no reason for us to be supporting sanctuary cities. And Charles, I just think that this could be a protection for black folks. But don't
get played. You can't get played. I mean, the fact of the matter is, what you can do with all the voting records of every registered voter in this country boggles the mind. We are sitting here chasing Russians when we should be looking very closely at some Americans who could subvert the electoral process.
Well, let's ask the WVON listeners. Charles, you know what? Now, I know it's a plan to get the black folks. But I'm just saying there's a lot of people getting in this boat. Now, maybe if everybody get in this boat and start feeling the same pain, maybe we get some... Maybe then we get us some coalition building, some real coalition building. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. Give us a call, 773-591-1690. Should we be concerned? Donald Trump has requested the voter records of everybody, everywhere. He wants your name, first name, last name, date of birth, and the last 4 digits. What are they going to do? You know what, Charles?
The last 4 digits of everybody's social security.
I was thinking maybe they're trying to open up some credit cards. Man, this might be the largest credit.
I can't believe that the media isn't up in arms over this.
Charles, do you think that we have been so overwhelmed and so outraged that we're outraged out? I mean... You know what I mean? Do you think that like everything is an issue and we are literally so because I saw that ESPN body slam video ad nauseum. I don't think I saw this story on the news one time.
I saw it maybe once early last week, in the middle of last week, but then it went away because the body slam video came on, because he tweeted that too, by the way, and of course the lady, the B-list anchors, he did that. They did that ad nauseum.
Squirrel. Put a shot. You have to watch. I can't remember the new movie Wonder Dog or whatever it was. But it's like whenever they put a shiny thing in front of us, then we get distracted and we get chased. And so right now, Maxine Waters is really busy about to kick Ben Carson's butt while they are taking all of the voting records. Charles, when black folks gonna get their priorities straight?
I don't know, man, but we're working on it. We're working on it here every morning. We're working on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. My main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. We are talking Donald Trump. He wants to know who's voting, where, when, why, and he wants the last 4 digits of the Social Security number. But y'all talking about the ESPN body slam video. Good. You know what, Charles? It's stuff like that that make me understand why we are where we are in Illinois.
And why we do what we do.
We'll be back after these messages. All right, y'all. DS, you gotta get your numbers up, cause YouTube. Oh, look, it seems like y'all getting close. All right, so let's talk to the people. All right. It's a knot of high folks to commit voter fraud. See, y'all, I think that voter fraud is a real issue that we downplay. I believe that, and again, and I think when you think about this push in places like Illinois for automatic voter registration,
driver's license, giving away driver's license,
give away a driver's license, all of those things.
I get that.
It creates an environment that makes it possible for Donald Trump to do that. Yeah, right? It's like
DS has an excellent point.
What? What up, DS? Go ahead.
DS said Trump got a lot of damn nerve to be in folks' business, but he won't release his tax return. Excellent point.
I think that's an excellent point, but don't nobody care, and he's elected now. And so, again, so here's my thing, and this is the thing I always think about Democrats. How we get our butts kicked. Moral victories, right? So we still talking about Donald Trump's tax returns. We mad about it. We gonna waive that as the issue in this thing. Yeah, he got nerve, but he's exerting his nerve every single day, and he keeps outraging you more and more. And we keep saying, but he not supposed to do that. Y'all, what's the game plan? What is the path forward? I am saying, though, Charles, when you sent that email to me, though, or that text message about that, I was like, damn, that's some deep. That's deep. And let me be clear that I believe it could be very nefarious and very nebulous for black people, too. But again, what's the game plan? Because we know who they going for first. So if we know who they going for first, wouldn't it behoove everybody to be trying to make some deals? I still want to go back to Gilbert Villegas. I really love that interview where he was like, there's really no reason. KM, ain't you supposed to be on YouTube sharing? Charles, what's your Twitter? What's your Twitter?
At C. Thomas Drum.
How y'all feeling this morning? What's up, Yvonne Turner Williams? Y'all gotta wake up. I know y'all was out there shooting them fireworks off yesterday, burning up neighborhoods. What up, twin? How you feeling, man? What up, Still Running Stovall? What up, DS? What up, Allen? What up, Kemet? What up, Cuz? See that? Still rocking with you, boy. Still ain't took it off. Got a ring around my arm. What up, Nikki? What up, Dwayne Champion? Or is it just my De La Soul make-believe? Comes to being daylight, it's just me, myself, and I. Oh, and my plug one person. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Charles.
Yes, sir.
Donald Trump. He wants you. I don't think it's to stop us from voting. I really think that what Donald Trump is about to do is launch the world's largest identity theft scam.
You know, the thing is, if you have all that information, though, when they talk about what computer hackers can do these days, I mean, if you had name, address, last 4 digits of social, voter registration, and you had the voter database of every state, think about what you might be able to do with that if you were a hacker. I mean, I'm not a computer expert.
Charles, I'm just thinking.
To me, and you worry about Russians.
I just think, shoot, them. I think, I don't know. I feel like I'm more worried about them getting my credit card information. But let's go to the live line and see what the callers got to say. Brian, you are on the Talk of Chicago.
Down in Southern Indiana, and I want to say to Charles, most black people, the government already know our information, like our Social Security card, our driver's license, information on us, because when you go look for certain jobs or when you go get your CDL renewed, you got to bring your birth certificate with you. So I always have had to have ID on me. When I was a young kid on the west side walking down the street, I got pulled over by the police when I was like 16. The first thing they asked you was for ID. So what's the problem with ID? Black people have papers on them to walk down the streets at one time. So ID shouldn't be no big deal for African Americans. Do you follow my point?
Well, I do. I see, because they do. I mean, they issue all the information that I just mentioned. But at the same time, here we have it in the context of a voter, of voter registration. It's within that context. So it's all going to be compiled and in one place. So
the first thing you better do is get a copy of your birth certificate and keep a copy of your Social Security on you, because even when you rent apartments, maybe not so much in Chicago, they're starting to have for Social Security cards and stuff. So that's something you better have on you anyway.
They have the information. I get that. Yeah, but the context is such, they want to put it in one place. Anyway. But listen to me. They want to put the information in one place, all neatly compiled, and they say they're just going to use it to deal with voter fraud by undocumented people, because that's what Donald Trump is saying, that 3 million undocumented were the reason that Hillary Clinton got more votes than him nationally. But if you have it in one place, think about what you could do with it if it got into the wrong hands.
I know what I would do with it if I had it, but would you do it if you had it?
I mean, they could go into every record and say, okay, this person who's living in Chicago who always votes Democrat, well, maybe we're going to find a way to hack into his stuff so that now we're going to have him vote Republican, or have this person do that.
I think they already got that program in Illinois, man.
We know a lot of people are saying, how did Donald Trump win the presidency? How did that happen? Well, I don't know. They say the Russians were messing with the computers. Well,
I just think this could be an opportunity to verify. Maybe they just want to verify the list and double check it.
Well, I'm sure they do. But what can they do? What else can they do with that information? That's my point. What else could they do?
Let me ask a question though. Do you think that is voter fraud a real thing? Because I hear all the time that it's not. But again, Charles, if they don't require any ID to vote, if I'm an undocumented immigrant, why do I not want to vote and try and make the city a sanctuary city?
Hey, I mean, I get that.
I just think they're going to have, I'm going to tell you, I bet you they're going to have an election board verification system, though. So it's going to be a federal, if they can't enforce, is there a way for them to enforce it federally with a federal ID law?
I'm sure they could, because the elections are, partially federal. Yeah, they could.
What if they had an ICE agent at every polling place?
Ooh, that's the reason that they're doing this, because Donald Trump is saying that undocumented people voted in the last election. I mean, he doesn't have any verifiable proof of that, but he is suggesting that's the reason Hillary Clinton got 3 million more votes than he did, even though he won the Electoral College, which counts, by the way. I mean, popular vote does not count in this form of government. Only the Electoral College, and that's the way it's been.
Wasn't that the path? Wasn't that the way Hillary was going to win? The path to the Electoral
College. Yeah, she thought she could win that and the popular vote, but she lost the Electoral College, which means she lost the presidency.
Charles, what I think I really enjoy the most about our show is the fact that we illuminate the issues that should be of concern to black folks. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that voter fraud is not a black issue now.
Never has been.
Right, because
we couldn't vote.
Right, we couldn't vote. And that was a consequence of
it was voter fraud on their part. They fraudulently said the Constitution allowed us to vote. But they wouldn't let us.
And so now my question becomes, Charles, how do we play this? Because again, I feel like this is another leverage point. Like, again, I don't see why black people got to get all bent out of shape right now. Because he's going after undocumented voters now. I hear you when they say we could be next, but we've been through this game. We done seen it. I'm suggesting that it is, if there's going to be I don't know if we need to get in this.
It's a slippery slope, as they say.
It is a slippery slope.
You mean, you let people start doing that, going through the voter rolls one by one by one, and they're going to start picking and choosing.
Charles, have you never been? You clearly have not ever participated in the electoral process here in Illinois, have you?
What do you mean? Yeah, I voted in every election.
You've been on one side. You've been on the voter side.
But I was voting in primaries.
You clearly ain't never been. You ain't never seen when they go in the roll and when they say, "Oh no, here's a likely voter for the opposition," and so they purge the rolls. You ain't never seen that happen. You've never seen the voter rolls get purged.
Have you seen that happen? The voter rolls get purged.
Boy, the things that these eyes done seen.
Really, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. When we come back, we'll discuss this state budget debacle. Whose fault is it? 32%? Not me. We'll be back.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation. 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
Charles, you got the camera.
I got the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, if they get that information, if they get it, they're going to use it the way they want to use it. And given the fact the way they can manipulate computers and databases, they could definitely go in there and start determining how an individual voted. If you can get to an individual's vote that individual's name, you could affect. I gotta think that there's some hacker out there that could affect how that person voted. I'm not an expert. I just gotta think that a hacker could do that at some point if he has the raw material, which is the information that he needs. Last 4 digits, name, address, registration, voter registration, and last 4 digits of social. Man, that seems like a lot of information. You could, if you had all that information about me, you could probably steal my credit.
Right, that's what I'm worried about.
You could steal my credit. You could do anything. And I gotta think that would be simple to get the voter record. In fact, there you go. There they go. There's a story right now.
What?
They're doing a story on the national news right now. On our national news. 44 states have refused to provide the information right now. But a lot of that information is available in the states to the political parties. So the federal government could sue to get the same information that they give the what do they call it, the voter vault in Illinois?
The voter file.
The voter what?
File. It's the voter
file. Yeah. They could get the same information that the voter file has in Illinois and take it to the federal level and then begin to manipulate it there. Once they get it, because each individual state actually provides information. And they're refusing to give to the feds what they normally give to the Democratic Party and the Republican Party here in Illinois.
I guess my question is, right, like, Charles, I feel like as I think about it, if I was, I don't know why this is different than what happens in Illinois.
It's not. It's not. But when you have the feds wanting it, people as nefarious as these wanting it, you got to say, whoa, what do they want it for?
So do you say that?
They didn't have it before? Why do they need it?
I'm saying, but then my question would be the same thing. Is like, they do this, Mike Madigan does the same thing.
I know, but Mike Madigan only affects Illinois. What if they got somebody who want to affect the entire country and get the same kind of information? Then now you can start affecting national elections. Whereas, I mean, right now Mike Madigan uses it to draw the map
and to affect Illinois elections.
But now you got Trump talking about affecting national elections, where people like maybe he's getting ready for the 2020 presidential election. What if he got the information now and he used it in 2020 to affect elections in the states that he wants to affect them. He could be reelected.
He is going to be reelected.
Well, he could be. But let him do it on his own the way everybody else has done it from the beginning. Now he's going to use technology, perhaps, to manipulate an election. He says the Democrats say the Russians did it, right? Well, how come he can't do it?
I guess my question is, Charles, do we think they ain't already doing it?
I think they aren't already doing it now.
You think they just didn't put it?
But I think because they haven't had the technology to do it. But now with the technology becoming available, hey, man, the Bible talks about everybody getting a number, man. Talks about everybody getting a number. In Revelations, they talk about everybody getting a number.
Are we getting a number? We already got a number.
Exactly.
Bro.
But now we're talking about using the number to oppress the people. I'm very afraid of this. I think it goes to the bottom line. I think that's why all this tweet stuff happened, because he wanted to create a distraction from the real issue. That's why I think the tweet stuff happens. Because if you go back and look at the tweets, and when he does his most inflammatory tweets, something happens. Huh? Think about it. Before he bombs somebody, he tweets, gets all these people worried about Twitter, and he's doing his own thing on the other side. Be careful. Donald Trump is not, this whole piece, this is by design. This is by design. They haven't had the ability to manipulate. Technology hasn't been there. But now that the technology is available, democracy itself could be threatened by the technology. Get it? You could go out there and vote thinking you're voting for this person, but somebody in some dark room somewhere with a computer could take your vote and switch it around. And suddenly your vote doesn't count anymore because somebody can manipulate it because they have your name, your address, your social security number, and your voter registration. They can manipulate your vote. They got as much information about you as you have about you. That counts. Check it out.
Y'all, the mark of the beast is, Charles say the Revelations is here.
I'm telling you, man.
It's the mark of the beast.
I'm serious, man. This guy is distracting people, man, with this Twitter stuff. Man, I don't care about no Beak or whoever. I don't care about that person, man. I don't care about no wrestling match he had 10 years ago. I don't care about that.
Body slam. Everybody cares about CNN hosts. No rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. I'm the last mafioso, I'm an MC cop. Make you say yo LL and do the wop. Boy, you think you can outrun me? Yeah, boy, I bet, cause I ain't met a who could do that yet. Trendsetter, I'm better. My rhymes are good. I got a gourmet plate that says I wish you would. Gotta begin and I gotta join in, and before my rhyme is over, you know I'ma win. Cool J is a rhyme, so you better make way. As anybody in the house that say that kid don't play. Slaughter competition, that's my hobby and job. I don't wear disguise because I told the mob. Got a pinpoint cap that makes you feel trapped. I'm bad. Cool J. Cool J. You are tuned in to Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas.
Man, I'm amazed. You knew every word to that. You knew this brother was doing every word.
Hey man, I'm bad, bro.
Huh?
This is I'm bad.
You committed that to your hard
cool,
drive, to your mental hard drive.
No rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. I'm the last mafioso. I'm an MC. I'm telling you, Charles.
That is amazing, man.
You know,
that's brain space.
And we did not have.
That's brain space that you took up.
And we did not have a family meeting over these. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to Talk Chicago 1690 AM. That is DJ Pat exclusive on the comeback with I'm Bad by LL Cool J. Got my girl, Annette Flournoy, in our newsroom. Annette, how are you feeling for this 7 o'clock hour?
That's how she
what
felt.
Annette, was that your song? Okay, I got it. And then my main man Charles Thomas in the building. Charles.
Hey.
7 o'clock. Hey, you know what, Todd? Can you get us we gotta tell Todd, get us a state rep on the phone and a state senator, because somebody has got to explain to me what's going on in Springfield. Charles, give me the breakdown, because you know we had the social media question of the day, which is we have a 32% tax increase coming up. And would you accept that balance let me go back. Are you willing to accept a 32% income tax increase to balance the budget? And would it affect how you vote?
I don't think it's going to balance the budget alone. I mean, I think that...
Wait, Charles. After all this, you mean to tell me...
No, I don't think it's enough to balance the budget. And with all... Because, now keep in mind, there were also some cuts. But if people continue to leave Illinois and businesses continue to leave and they take the jobs and people leave, it's going to be fewer people to pay the taxes that they say they're going to get with this 32% increase. And if they fall short, if there's a deficit by next spring, then I think, basically all political hell is going to break loose, because the governor at that point is going to say, I told you so, I told you so. And the Democrats are going to be in a position then where they're either going to have to cut some more programs or raise some more taxes.
Wait. Stop.
If this 32% increase is not enough, and in this reporter's view it probably isn't, then they are going to be in a real fix by this time next year.
What? Okay.
And you also keep in mind...
But Charles, am I blowing this up? Because I really don't think that black people are concerned about paying more taxes.
I think black people are extraordinarily concerned about paying
Charles,
more
it's
taxes.
only $30 a paycheck if you make...
Yeah, but most black people in the state live in Chicago and Cook County. And they are already besieged by taxes. I mean, we got taxes coming out the wazoo in this area. So to take less money out of your paycheck for you to have to pay your bag tax, your soda pop tax, your water tax, your cell phone tax.
Could you quit harping on the taxes, man? We got to pay for our jails and our hospitals. We're going to have
less money coming in our paychecks to pay all the other taxes. So I think it's a cumulative effect that I think people are reacting to. If it was just the income tax to balance the state budget, yeah, I don't think people would really care about that. But it's on top of everything else. That's what people care about, and that's what people are just going nuts about. And I think a lot of black folks are wondering right now, what is going on with my state rep? Why did they vote for this?
But Charles, they're going to tell us that what goes on in Cook County don't have nothing to do with them.
They're going
to say, no, we don't vote for the budget. We have to vote for these tax increases to fund the county or to fund the city, but we don't have... that pop tax isn't ours. We're not responsible for that.
Yeah, everybody says that. Like Rahm says, well, I'm gonna put the bag tax on, and won't say anything about the sales tax when Preckwinkle puts that on, and then Preckwinkle will put on the soda pop tax, and then Rahm won't say anything about the sales. They act like it's two different worlds, but it's like Rahm forgets that Chicago is wholly within the corporate limits of Cook County. So anything that happens in Cook County happens in Chicago, but he doesn't even deal with it. Like you never hear Rahm speaking out against the soda pop tax, or Rahm speaking out against the
bag tax. He made
the penny sales tax, and you never hear Preckwinkle speaking out against the bag tax.
I thought they didn't like each other.
I know, huh?
I thought they didn't even like each other.
Well, whatever. But they
like our money.
This is what you call a tag team. You watch the WWE,
the tax team.
Right? The tag team.
Tax team.
Tax tag team. That's
the
what
tax
they're doing.
The tax tag team. We
the
have been tax tag teamed in Cook County.
The
Tax tag team.
You know, the TTT.
Tax tag
It's
team.
crazy. I mean, but they act like one doesn't know what the other's doing, and they know what's going on. But the problem is, I think people now are figuring it out. So when the state comes through with this as income tax, man, people go, wait a minute. And then on top of that, the homeowners are hit with the property tax bill. I just got my property tax bill yesterday.
Black people don't pay property taxes like that.
Yeah, man, I got my property tax bill. It was up dramatically. I mean, it's been my.
But Charles, you live in that high. But Charles,
no. The high rent district does better than the low.
I was gonna say, you do better.
Right.
You
Okay,
do better
so
than most of us because you live in $1 million bill.
My property tax bill has gone up 60% in the last 10 years.
What?
60%. My property tax bill has gone up 60%. But my my house value has only gone up 20%. And I'm lucky because mine actually went up because I live downtown.
You need to get I think I know what you need to do.
What?
You need to hire one of them fancy property tax attorneys.
We got one.
To get you.
We got one. The building I live in has one, and and I'm still paying 60%.
Did you tell them who they should have hired?
They did. I don't.
Did
think
you
they
tell
got
them?
The right guy.
Did you tell them to hire?
They didn't get Madigan and they didn't get Burke. If they had got Madigan and Burke, maybe we would have done better. But we didn't get them. We got somebody else, and they got paid because everybody had to pay more into a pot to pay the lawyer. That's the way it is. It's a racket. It's a racket.
We have been racketed,
it's a racket.
stunted upon, and now we are being tax tag team.
Tax tag team.
I think we might be triple team.
I can see Tony by the ropes, waiting and reaching around.
Okay, I just want to be clear. This is Charles Thomas talking.
You get him.
This is Charles.
Tony comes in, takes some licks. Then she tags Rom. Rom comes in. Pow! I'm gonna get him with the bag tags. I'm gonna get him with the Tony said, wait, hold on. I'm gonna get him with the soda pop. Bam! It's like that. That's what they do.
I just want to point out for the record.
It's a tag team.
I just want to point out for the record, everybody watching on Facebook, because I know as they go to tell, that was not me. So when you go tattle, just tell the correct story.
And then Madigan comes in.
Oh God! What you trying to do to me?
He comes in like a suit and tie like Trump. I'm gonna get him with the income. Pow! And he gets some. Okay, that's how they do it. It's funny.
It's not funny, man. I am not laughing. I am not laughing. I had nothing to do with this.
You see Tony Preckwinkle.
Now, Charles, you trying to give me whooped?
And some whips.
You trying to give me a whooping?
Right?
Oh, Jesus.
And then Ron and his look. Ron has on the cape.
With the tutu.
And then Madigan comes in. Madigan, he's in a suit and tie. Madigan, he ain't gonna.
He ain't playing with y'all.
He's gonna be like Trump at the WWE.
Oh Jesus!
He'll come in and put in a couple of licks.
Jesus.
And we're on the mat, just getting behind beat. Man, I'm telling you.
And then you know what, Charles? But my big question is, what happens when these taxes do not collect the money? Because I'm gonna tell you what. Everybody I see at the grocery store is carrying their groceries in their arms. They say, you know what? Every time they say, you want a bag, they be like, no, and tell Rhyme I said it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Did you read the story? The story says exactly that.
Well, let's talk about that. Okay. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. It's Charles Thomas getting everybody in trouble. I'm just a bystander right now, ladies and gentlemen. Did you say in tights? Did you say imagine them in tights?
Imagine them in tights, man.
Charles is in rare form this morning.
No, man, it's crazy, man. I'm tired of paying this, man. It's crazy. They're just lighting everybody up.
I don't think that black people are concerned. So I want to know, though, are black people really that concerned? Like, do y'all really care about paying 32%? I mean, it's only 1.32% added to your income tax. Right? They only take another, what?
1.2
2 points off your...
Well, yeah, but it goes up. But the amount you're paying is going up 32%. The amount you're paying. The percentage only goes up that much, but that's percentage of 3.75%. That's a percentage of the percentage you're paying now. It's going up 32%. But it's cumulative. I mean, if you I mean, it's just that it keeps going up. All the taxes are going up, 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 up. So any raise you get at your job is going to pay taxes, not to go to buy something else for your house. It's going to pay taxes, not to buy that new lawnmower. Is going to pay taxes, not to buy. I mean, if you make $50,000 a year, right? And you pay a 5% of that amount of money, say 10% would be what? 5,000. 5% would be 2,500. Paying 2,500 of your money on taxes. That's more of your money.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Right? You got me on?
You on now. Go.
Yeah, right. They increase the taxes and then decrease the service. What? That's their plan. Well, our plan is to get more revenue and cut programs. So, in other words, you're going to decrease service and charge me more money. That's your plan? That's the plan? What kind of plan is that? What kind of plan is that? The money is going, you all. Somebody's asking here, where's the money going? The money is going to pay the pensions. It's going to pay Maze's pension. It's going to pay...
I don't have a pension!
It's going to pay DJ, the DJ's pension.
I don't have a pension!
Oh, y'all don't have a pension?
No!
Who's got a pension?
I have a 401k!
You got a 401k? Well, why? How come the state worker doesn't have a 401k? Huh?
Man.
Well, but see, that's the thing. They gotta pay. They gotta pay. They gotta pay the pensions, but they don't address the pension. That's the problem. They don't address that because the unions give them money, give the politicians money, and say, "Hey, don't mess with my pension." Hear that? Don't mess with my pension. And the politicians say, okay, I ain't gonna mess with your pension. I'll figure something out, but I ain't gonna mess with your pension. How much you got? And if you give them some money, and then they don't mess with the pension. But they have not, it seems very simple. And at one point it was suggested, I ain't gonna say by who, but it was suggested that maybe we have to decide that we can't afford to pay the public employees' pensions anymore. Maybe we got to put them on 401ks like everybody else.
We're back. Yeah. But diddly 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 diddly. My diddly 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 diddly. My diddly 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 diddly. You are tuned in to Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And Charles, we are discussing the state of Illinois budget. Apparently, they are going to be raising our income taxes 32%.
Not final yet, but it's in the works.
It's in the works. Charles, the interesting thing is this, as you've pointed out, this may not fix the issue. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've heard rumors, so there's a couple things. And WVON listeners, I want to answer the social media question of the day. Are you willing to accept a 32% income tax to balance the budget? And will it affect how you vote? Now, Charles, one of the things that I have been hearing is that the state is going to allow the businesses that have gone down because of this impasse to stay out of business. So they're not really worrying about paying those people. So I think there's a budget cut right there. Then as you look in the paper today, we saw this DCFS has the lowest amount of wards of the state, and it's in the history or in the last 20 years, which I think is also a result of partially all these services being cut and people getting kicked out. And then you've got things like the bag tax, the pop tax that they plan to plug the budget with. But as we've seen with the bag tax, people just decided, I'm going to carry a bag because they're rebelling. They'll carry their groceries. What happens if these taxes don't give us the money we want?
What happens if the income tax that they want, that they're in the process of passing, doesn't raise the $4.3 billion they say it's going to raise. Because keep in mind, people are leaving Illinois. They ain't going to pay them more taxes. They're not going to stay here. They're leaving, and when they leave, that means they're going to get less money collected from them because they're not going to work here anymore. But I think a lot of people are reacting. They're carrying their own bags. When this pop tax happens, if it happens, they're going to be going to Indiana. They're going to be going to DuPage County. People are rebelling against these taxes in principle more than in the fact that they don't have 7 cents. They just don't want to give it to the city anymore because they just realize that the more they give them, the more they're going to ask for.
Charles, so let me ask a question. I know that we're going to raise the taxes, or it's almost here. But when we raise these taxes, how will we fix this ongoing hole? Like, is there gonna be? So I guess if we fix if we take this 32% tax increase. Now I'm not sure why businesses would move here if they got to pay more taxes, and we know people are gonna leave. But Charles, where does the money go?
Okay, here we go. Then you just asked a critical question. And I want the people out there to call us to take me on this. It goes to pay the pensions of public sector workers. That is.
But they're supposed to get that.
Well,
what about the second?
Well, do you get it? Do you get a pension? Do you have a defined benefit pension?
No. What's a defined benefit pension?
That means that you have a pension, like your daddy had and your granddaddy had.
Man, that's not the world we live in anymore.
Not exactly. And but the unions insist on getting their pensions, and they have paid the politicians money over the years to maintain the pension system the way it is. Now, it has been suggested that we just change the pension system. We give everybody who's earned something all that they've earned. Make sure they all keep what they've earned, and anybody who's collecting a pension now, nothing changes. But moving forward, anybody who is hired has to get a 401k, and they get Social Security, like the vast majority of other workers in the private sector. But the public sector unions have resisted that, and they are working for their members, and I understand that. But the politicians are getting money from those unions, and that has colored their ability to make decisions, because they are being bought basically by the public sector unions that continue to give them money. And that's why we're stuck in this situation, because you can actually reduce the pension debt by changing the system right now. If you change the system right now, the pension debt would begin to go down every year instead of going up every year.
Charles, in the face of all this, why do I always seem like people, what is this thing I hear about people getting a second pension or a third pension?
They've abused it. And they think that's the problem. That's a big part of the problem, is that PR problem, at least. The unions have abused the system by having their union bosses get pensions when they ain't even working. They're in an office somewhere handling union business, but they're getting state pensions in many cases. Now, they've stopped a lot of that. But those people, the people that have been grandfathered in, they're getting
Charles,
pensions.
but I was in Springfield and I saw they passed a law.
They did.
Where one guy, just so one guy could get an extra pension, and I'm saying all the people voted on it. They voted for a lobbyist who worked for the week as a school superintendent, and then they passed a law to give him a double pension that gave him an extra $100,000 a year, and we are crashing and burning. Right? How does this work? I'm lost.
And the irony, the worst part of it, a lot of those people that are getting those pensions, those kind of pensions, they moved to Florida, they moved to Texas, they moved to Arizona, because they don't want to live in Illinois where you get screwed. So they move, because they know the system here is so corrupt. They know it. They have firsthand knowledge of the corrupt system. So they leave and leave us to pay the pensions of all these people.
But what about the people who, Charles, I want to be clear though, because I want my teacher, right? My teacher was a good lady, and she don't get no pension. My teacher, no, she gets a pension, but she didn't get no Social Security. So I want to make sure the good teachers. See, I feel like we gonna body slam poor black people too in this.
But keep in mind, the pension system for public workers in Illinois is much better than Social Security. That's why they don't get Social. They don't want Social Security. They get to get 75% of their last salary. So I mean, if you're making $100,000 as a teacher because you've been a teacher 30 years, you're gonna get $75,000 in your pension, as opposed to getting 30,000 for social at the top rate of Social Security.
Wait. Then I need to understand, how do I get that deal? Wait, Charles, I always hear though that it's always the. Yeah, I'm so confused. WVON listeners, help me understand. Do we need to pay this 32% tax increase? Is it worth it? I just want to know, what do we get out of it? What's in it for the black people? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. When we come back, we'll take your calls. Woo! All right, y'all. What's going on? I see your calls. Pat! I hate when they do this, man. We get these calls. I hate when we got all these calls up and they don't put them up on the board. Yeah, all of them are calls.
What are they? Why don't they put them up?
He's putting them up now.
Yeah, I thought we didn't get any calls. I thought we didn't hear any.
They're calling. Hey, y'all. Hey, KM. Appreciate you. What up, Kevin? I think that the public employee union should get the people that are in the system. I think we should put a date, like right now, retroactive to this date. Everybody here, let's pay you. You can take the option of a buyout, and you can get it, whatever it is, but here. And from this point on, join the club. Nobody is working. There's no 40-year job anymore. There's no, and then you get a pension after what, 20 years? So think about this. If you start working, think about this. If you start working for the city at 18, which is what a lot of these people do, then you go from 18 to 38. Pension. 38, 58. Pension. Then you go grab a big job at the end, right? Because if you did 40 years, you go grab a big job at the end. Because remember, all these kids that go to these Catholic schools, they start working at the city at 18. They go to city colleges or whatever and get their side degree. But they got, by 38, they're able to retire. Think about that. 38 able to retire, start over, collecting a pension.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's, you know, it's all these talking points they give you too. That they say that they borrowed from the pensions all these years to, and that's why the pension systems are so weak. They borrowed from the pensions because the pensions were actually so big in those days that they couldn't pay. They couldn't operate the government. And they were afraid to increase taxes on the people because that was politically important, but they didn't, so they would borrow from the pension system because they didn't have enough money at that point, because even back then, to run the government because of the pensions. I mean, it's like, this is crazy. I mean, why is government different than anything else?
It's bad. Well,
why is government different than any other entity in terms of paying pensions?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 6. Charles, don't you think that the continuous borrowing from the pensions throughout?
Right, that's what I was just addressing.
But it's like they borrow
from the pensions. They had no money to run the government.
But I'm asking,
because
what they borrow from the pensions and what they do with the money with it?
Huh? They tried to operate the government because they didn't want to mess.
Who was in charge of this? This is what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand fundamentally, and I'm lost on this concept. When is there the time where they say this has to equal this? Revenue has to match expenditures. Like, when did that become not even a... Right, like, I guess my thing is, when did it become that you don't have to have the money that you're spending? I understand that we got these programs and that people...
It's government. In government, you have taxes. And taxes is something you can collect.
But I'm saying, like, don't they think there's a point of, like...
You don't have to do sales, you do taxes.
What's the point? What's the breaking point, though? When does somebody say, okay, come on, guys, this ain't...
Well, they're trying to say it now, I guess, but they call them anti-union when they do that.
Man,
you get accused of being anti-union.
Yep, here they go. So, but if your pensions are, if the unions, shouldn't the unions be mad at the government people too then?
They are. They are mad. They say they borrowed from the pension systems. They've sold that. But that, I don't think they quite understand how the public is getting stuck with it.
They don't care how the public...
All they want is their money. They don't care if you have to pay. They really don't. They say raise the taxes because they're going to get paid.
And theirs is pre-tax anyway. they don't get taxed on their dues either. On their money.
They don't get taxed on their dues, but they got to pay the tax.
They don't have to get paid tax on their pensions.
I mean, huh?
You got to pay tax on your pension.
Oh yeah. Well, no, not when you're receiving your pension.
Right.
You don't.
And you can defer some of that interest when you put it in the pension. Have y'all taken a moment to share the broadcast? Share the broadcast on Twitter and on Facebook Live. Back a time off. You are tuned in to Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the studio, and we are discussing state budget. Are you willing to accept a 32% income tax increase to balance the state's budget? And will it affect how you vote? Or, matter of fact, will it affect whether you stay here or not? You know, let's go to the live lines and let's see what the callers have to say. I am going to go to Bill. Bill, you're on the Talk Chicago.
Did you say Bill?
Yes, you, Bill, go.
This tax increase in the state, that's another ploy like they're saying, but this pension plan business, that's been kicked down the road way back several governors ago, and even way back Mayor Daley. They would take the money and use it for something else, say, oh, we'll pay the pension money later, pay the pension money later. Well, now it's got to where the point that the kids that were born, say, in the 60s, which we had to pay that now, is finally caught up. And if you stop and think, the school system borrowed money to operate the schools till the end of June or till school year ended. And did people realize that that debt is costing us almost $70,000 a day in interest.
So where does it stop? Do we shut the schools down? You know, I don't know what we do. Let's go to Johnny. Johnny, you're on the Talk Chicago.
Good morning, Brother Mace, Brother Charles. I got up this morning. I heard Charles, he got his taxes yesterday and looked at them, and it was amazing. I got up this morning, and that I couldn't sleep last night. I was scared and worried to be able to provide for my family. I live in the South Side with about my kid Park, and I believe that most of our people in the West and South Side are between $15,000 and $25,000 a year. We don't make the money that we put our leadership up there making over $100,000 a year. They don't have to worry about these taxes that are adding up. It seems to be like every month we are being taxed to death here, and it worries me to death. But I'm glad that we have two brothers that at least talk about this, and your listeners to be able to call and complain about this, you know.
Johnny,
Thank you, Mace.
well, Johnny, don't hang up, though. Don't hang up, Johnny.
Okay.
Because I guess my question is, but what are you going to do different? I mean, are you...
Man,
Because
hey,
here's
man.
the thing, Johnny. They're going to come
Man.
to your neighborhood. They're going to say, sign my petition. They're going to say,
Man.
knock on my door. What are you going to do different, man?
No, what I'm going to do different, and I tell my family, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I was born and raised in the West Side. They tell me, why you live in the South? I say, ain't no different but the same brothers, but a different street. We still going through the same struggle. But I say to myself, I'm at an age, I'm almost 50 years old, Brother Mace, and I'm thinking about just moving to a Republican-ran city or Republican-ran state, both things, where they get higher taxes and at least get the services, because we've been neglected in the South Side and West Side. 93 people shot yesterday, 10 people dead within the West Side and South Side, and Navy Pier was safe with an army of police officers. Nothing happened there, you know. But it's just crazy, Brother Mace and Charles, man. But like I said, thank you guys. Continue your struggle, and I'm going to follow you, Mace, wherever you go, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother
Thank you,
Johnny.
my
Hey,
brother.
Brother Johnny, I'm going to tell you. We out here on the front lines, and I'm going to tell you, it's not always easy to be pushing and asking these questions, but we need our listeners, we need you all to stand up. You got to speak up, because these people think it's all good. They think it's sweet out here. I would have you, Charles, I would challenge you that the people that represent us think that we sweet. We got a statement. They think it's sweet out here, right? Where they think they can just pull it on us all the time, and there's no consequence. They can go in our pockets, they can take our money, they can spread it around in our face, and then threaten. I won't even say threaten. Just be like, what you gonna do about it? Because you ain't gonna change
around
nothing.
here. They do that around here. There's a real sense of power, you know, like it's a one-party state and they can do what they want to do.
You know what? It's got me thinking of OJ. Still
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Let's go to the live line. I'm going to go to Marquette. Marquette, you on the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. Is this my main man, Marquette? I ain't gonna put you on blast.
This is your main man. How you doing, man?
What's up, Marquette? Good to see you, man. Hey, I can't tell y'all a secret, man, but this is one of the top precinct captains in the city. What's going on, Marquette? How you feeling, man?
Well, first of all, I feel great every day when I listen to you and Charles, because I monitor all the news stations, which give me the news as perceived and affects the whites. When I listen to WVON, I see how the news is perceived and affects the black people. I see what's in it for the black people. Okay? Now, I work for the city. Everybody's talking about the pensions. Now, every check, they take 8.5% out to put up for our pensions. Now, our pension is not short because we haven't put our money up for ourselves and our families. It's short because the politicians and the managers have stolen, mismanaged, and falsely adjudicated to other places. Such as this year, we saw it on infrastructure. We saw it on a raise for the teachers. We saw it on schools. And now they want to raise our contribution and to give us less. No, you've stolen our money. That's why it's short. Also, we allowed all these people that don't. Now, they mandate that we have to live in the city, so that we pay all these high property taxes and tax for breathing and talking and everything else. But yet you have all these people from the suburbs and different states coming in and working on municipal sites. So the money's going out. We got more money going out than coming in, and theft and deception. That's why there's a shortage of our money.
Man, Marquette, you know, it seems like, here's the thing. I can't argue with Marquette. I can't argue with anybody that was made a promise.
But you know, I want to comment. You know, I know I take some risk, but you know, the politicians would borrow from the pension funds, not only on the city level but also on the state level. I'm not so sure about county, but they probably did it there too. The politicians would borrow from those pension funds because they could. There wasn't anything that stopped them from doing it, and they also did it because they needed money, even back then when they were doing the borrowing, because they didn't have enough money to fund the operations to a certain degree because they were paying pensions.
But Charles, what was going on during that time when I used to see, they used to talk about all the member initiatives and people would get all the, remember it was like everybody had like $100,000, $200,000 to spend and go do whatever they wanted to do in their district. You don't remember that?
Yeah, it was back in the day, but I think a lot of the problem is, the politicians never had enough courage to raise taxes back then because it was politically unpopular to pay the pensions then. I mean, the whole notion of the defined benefit pension in America has gone away. It has gone away in this country. I mean, I did the poll here just a few minutes ago. Who in here has a pension? No, nobody does anymore because it's gone. That era is gone. But and I don't blame the public sector unions for keeping it alive. I mean, they're working in the best interests of their members. But the fact, and the only reason they were able to keep it alive is because they're paying the individual politicians. They're making campaign contributions, and the politicians are listening to them and not to the people who have to pay it, who don't have it.
Charles, it's not 32% though. It's only 1%, 1.3. Come on, man.
No,
you
30,
look at all. I'm telling
you pay for state income tax is going to go up 32%. The amount that you pay is going to go up 32%.
Charles, but
it's only a tick on the scale from 3.75 to 4.95. That's 1.2%.
Let's go to the last one.
Yeah, that's mathematics.
Robert, you're on the Talk Chicago 1690.
Yeah, good morning. Marquette was right. The politicians, but he needs to call the names who removed those pension funds from the state of Illinois. Daley and his nephew and their partners removed that money. They removed $86 million from the police pension fund alone, and that money was never returned. They need to go back to the original charter for the school for the lottery that was set up to budget the school systems and elders, but they put that money in the general budget. Just like they removed it, they can put it back. There are laws that they're to protect that process.
Where are they going to get the money from to put it back? Where do they get the money from?
Your pocket.
Well, you're right, because I think the lottery's been suspended now. So they created this void. They need to. Well, they.
Yeah, but where's a public official going to get the money to put it back in the worker funds? He's going to get it from the taxpayers, and the taxpayers are fed up.
They're doing that, and they raised our garbage fees, the bag tax, the sugary drink tax winkle. You call it tax winkle. So this is where they're getting it. They're taxing the poor to cover up their crimes. So we need to go back after prosecution. They prosecuted Blagojevich for thinking of committing a crime.
I agree with you.
Man, it's a RICO. We got all type of RICO cases.
I think you have a RICO case if you had a U.S. attorney with any stones. You could file a RICO on these politicians in Chicago and Cook County.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's a racket.
You are tuned into the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. My main man, Charles Thomas, in the building, 747. We come back. Charles, I want to know, do the legislators get to take a victory lap because they got this budget finally done?
I'll speak on that.
Do they get to take a victory lap? We'll talk about that when we come back and more at 747.
More of the morning show.
Because look, man, now everybody gonna run around here trying to be like, oh, we passed the budget. Like, you know, like I was reading out a post on Facebook yesterday. We're going back to do our job because we have to pass a budget. And I'm like, what you been doing for the last 3 4th of Julys? What happened the last 3 times? And it's like, now everybody's gonna want to get a pat on the back for this. And I'm saying, hey man, I just feel like I'm watching all of this social and digital, and I see like this victory lap. Like
it's amazing.
People are rocking around like we did this, and I'm the champion.
But you got people, taxpayers, responding, acting as though something great happened. I mean,
right? Like
whoa.
Right? But that's my point. See, but it's the hoodwinkery. It is the hoodwinkery of it all because Negroes because we don't understand politics. So again, right? This is what they count on. These dumb Negroes gonna stick. Look, we overturned Governor Rowder's budget. So why y'all do this 3 years ago? Because now you need some signatures.
But what you gonna end up paying? You're gonna pay. What are you gonna get? You got to look at what you get. What's in it for the black people? You got to ask that question. What's in it? Because if you get to January, when the legislature goes back into session, and the governor gives his budget speech in February, and you find out that this state is in deficit again, then what are you going to do? Say then, if the state's in deficit next winter, when they go back, because they're going to have 6 months to collect your higher income tax and find out that it's short of what they need, and they're going to have to raise taxes again or cut services again, what are you going to do then? Are you going to go out and vote for Rauner because he was right and they were wrong? Are you prepared to do that? Really? Because you have to ask yourself that. Is this going to solve the problem? And I don't know that people really understand that this same song and dance could begin again as soon as January when they go back. And they get the first reports on tax collections and revenue from the first 6 months of the fiscal year, when they're going to be able to tell whether or not they actually collected the $4.3 billion. Now it's possible they will, because the economy has been better. And they might not be in deficit. They also have to think about all this stuff that's going on in Washington and the fact that they might have a larger Medicaid bill than they anticipated. There might not be monies coming in that they need to shore up certain programs in the state. So you got to be prepared. The real test of what's happening right now with this budget is going to be next winter, when they are able to tell whether or not they are on target. The other piece is, man, the Democrats have got to do something about the pensions. They're going to have to do something about the pensions between now and next year to get them in order, because the budget that they just passed, or that they are in the process of passing, does not address the pension problem, which is the driver of the whole situation. They got to get that under control. And for them to get that under control is going to really offend a lot of union people. And whether or not they're able to do that in an election year is problematic.
I've been around. I've been around. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the studio. Illinois has almost, the budget impasse is almost there, Charles. We almost at the line.
Yeah, the House has to overturn the governor's veto.
Charles,
if the House overturns,
what they waiting on though?
Huh? Well, they didn't have enough people in Springfield yesterday to take a vote. So
wait, man, this is the most important vote in the. We could be junk bond status. Man. You mean to tell me that somebody missed a vote? You remember the last time somebody missed a vote? They called out the.
Brother, have you tasted a rib tip done right lately?
Yes, I made some last night.
They had some rib tips. They were cooking yesterday. They were partying yesterday. They're going back tomorrow. That's the plan. The plan
but I thought they
said
said that the state would reach junk bond status today.
But I think on Monday, the Wall Street people at Standard & Poor's and Fitch, I think, told them, hey, you all appear to be making progress. We're not going to junk you today. We're going to give you a couple of days to get your act together. Madigan probably told them then, well, I'm going to get it done on Thursday. And they said, okay, then you better do it Thursday. Because if you don't do it Thursday, Friday we're going to make you the junk.
Charles,
I think they're going to do it Thursday.
Is this insider trading, man? Wait a minute.
No, you get to talk to the ratings agents.
You get to manipulate. So wait.
That's not manipulation. That's just giving them some information and
insider
conversation. That's all that is. Yeah.
Charles. So you know what? Yesterday, now I don't know. And listen, I want your perspective because you are the aged wise one.
Okay, very good. I'll take that mantle today.
Aged wise one.
Okay.
Please explain to me why, as I was looking through my social media feed, there appeared to be legislators taking a victory lap because they passed this budget, and it seemed as though people, gullible, naive black people, or people in general, were like cheering them on for a job well done 3 years later. Help me understand this victory lap that people are taking that I'm
Well, they're politicians and they're putting the spin on it. And that works for now. But I'm going to tell you something, Maze. Next winter, 6 months into this budget, if the state determines they are not collecting enough from this income tax increase, that there's going to be a deficit, they're going to have a problem. Because then they're going to have to either cut more services or raise
Charles, they're just going to
taxes.
raise more taxes. What are you talking about?
Exactly, but that's been the Democratic playbook for the last 30 years.
It works.
It has worked, but I don't know if it can work anymore.
Charles is
then,
working.
No, then the ratings agency is going to say again, well, what's going on? And they said, well, we didn't quite collect enough with that income tax increase we had. They're going to say, well, we're going to make y'all jump. Because, and the governor, in the meantime, is going to be running around saying, I told you so, I told you so. And what are all these people that you say are running around with this victory lap going to do? Not only them, but their supporters. Are they going to go out and vote for the governor? What are they going to do? I mean, this is almost like the last play.
Charles, I feel like
for the tax and spend group.
So
this is the last play.
I just gotta hit the people up just a little bit. So this right now, in my estimation, Charles, has become a war of the mailers and a battle for the headlines, so that we can have these newspaper ads that we can put on. So I feel like the Democrats are gonna say we overturned and we overrode the governor's veto, and it's gonna be millions of there's gonna be stories, and we're gonna
everything's gonna be fine.
And it's gonna be we beat the governor, we took on this governor, and the governor's gonna have all these headlines that says they tax increase.
Maze, if only the election was this November, then that would be great. But
Charles,
the election is in November a year and 4 months from now. So that's the problem. The real stuff is going to happen next spring.
You know what, Charles? And I was, I'm so used to thinking about primaries that I didn't even think about the general.
Yeah, how about that?
Could you imagine going into a general election and the tax increase didn't work, and now you got to ask for some more money?
Ooh. Man, I tell you, Madigan has made mistakes in the past. He made a mistake back in 2011, when he passed a tax increase before, and he had it expire in 2014, right when Pat Quinn was running. Now, some say that was by design, but that was a real screw up. Because the tax, remember that?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, tax, and I got to think, man, that was dumb. And some say, well, maybe Madigan planned it that way because he was thinking about somebody else he wanted to run for governor. But
this show is too deep, man. This show is too deep.
But this could be his undoing, because if this doesn't work,
this is not his undoing.
He could have a real problem moving into that election.
Charles, he doesn't have a problem.
I don't know, man.
Charles, I'm just being clear with you. The fact of the matter is, no matter what happens, this state could crash. They can call it junk bond. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm here to tell you that one thing will remain the same. One thing will remain the same.
I know what you're getting.
The speaker.
The speaker.
I'm just honest with you. Let me tell you what.
No way, no how.
Charles, let me just tell you. I was at an event the other day. I was at an event, and I'm telling you, it was powerful black folks. They's powerful.
Oh, they's real powerful.
They was powerful.
Look, you was with a bunch of HNICs.
Hey, boy,
right?
they was real powerful.
Ooh.
And let me tell you.
I know.
And let me tell you, Charles, I was at this real powerful meeting. And you could talk about anything. Anything. Man, the word mannequin came up. And when I tell you, people went the other way. Like, I was like, this all black people here talking. Whoa. And look, the black people sitting in the room was like, somebody's going to tell. And
I don't want no trouble.
I don't want no trouble.
I didn't hear none of that. I don't want no trouble. No.
I had somebody say, hey, man, I can still talk to you now until I have permission to not talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Talk of Chicago. When we come back, Ross Fleming, Netflix superstar. Interesting new paradigm in the movie industry. All that and more when we come back. Man, let me tell you.
I don't want no trouble.
Let me tell you though, real talk. I crack up at all the black power people, all the let's get free people. And bro, and there's people that was on the front line. And then the other part is, you give it. My thing is, why can't you walk in the room and stand up and be like, I'm here now? It's like, all the people, when you get picked, it's like your pick means you got to be quiet.
Go ahead, finish.
It's like, it's so crazy to me to hear all of these so-called.
So I had no luck with Collins, Bliss, or
Yoga, right?
Yeah.
Donnie.
You got your song?
Okay, it's over.
You got a song?
So you play the Ohio players, man.
He don't have a song. He don't have a song because we leave at 8:23.
That's right.
Okay.
Wow, look at you. You don't have a song. You can't have a song. They said you can't have a song.
But
that's not what I said.
Yes, you did. You said
I said
you don't have a song.
It's 8:20 because it's 8:23. We do Urban Business Roundtable. Go ahead.
The point I was making, when I was reading about this, I was looking at the roster of black state reps in the House. You got Mary Flowers, been there 32 years. You got Will Davis, who's been there 17 years. The rest of them haven't been there very long at all. Not for House. They only been there like 6, 7, 8. A lot of them.
Right.
Yeah. We don't have a seasoned.
They'll tell you that.
Huh?
They will tell you
awful.
That. But what's happening is, I'll be honest with you though. What's happening is the younger ones, right? It's like you got this. It's the same thing that happens in the seniority thing. So it's like you got a situation where certain legislators will shout you down and talk you down and won't even give you, and you ain't, you don't, and blah blah blah. Your girl is one of them, right? But remember me telling you the story about all of the young people that were being lawyers and stuff like that, and it's a really changing dynamic because you got these black people that are looking like, oh shit, I gotta be on the team of the black folks, but everybody else has told them for the last 30 years, you gotta be on, don't you make no moves off that, you stay right here, you stay put, you don't get in trouble. What's Kizzy? Stay put from Roots when he named but my point is, so now you got these people that are asking questions, that are lawyers, that are like, remember I told you they want to elect the dumb people, and now you got all these people that are starting to ask questions, but at the same time it's like a yearling pony who's trying to stand up and walk. So I'm going to ask the questions, but I ain't strong enough to really go hard. And I seen what happens. So again, when you look at a Ken, think about this. Ken was like at 6 in rank, right? Like
in
he
the
would
whole house.
Right. He was gonna be. So now you watch that, and you like, oh hell no, hell no, hell no. I'ma fight from my position because the real fact is they playing a time game right now. And the fact of the matter is, the Illinois House of Representatives will never be this way. When the speaker is no longer the speaker, I don't think no one is really. I don't think you'll have an opportunity to get that anyone will be able to amass that much power and scare 40 years, bro.
Well, not only that, I mean, but he ranks nationally. I mean,
he's the longest.
His tenure is historic nationally.
But that's my point. And so I do have hope. It's like I have hope for the future. I just think that you just know not to. Like, I think they like, man, I'm not finna stand up here and get my head knocked in because I know all these people out. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Right? Like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But I think when you have young lawyers, young attorneys, people who are looking, they starting to make it, it's like, whew. It's crazy though, man. It's crazy. All right, let me do this. He gave you the Ross. I know you gonna. You ladies and gentlemen, this is where Charles Thomas does the pop culture.
Don't know who Ross Fleming is. Don't nobody know who Ross Fleming is.
Hey man, why y'all hating, man? Do you watch Netflix? Stop hating. Look, we gotta keep cycling the people through, y'all. Stop it. This is Urban Business Roundtable hour. So since we got Urban Business Roundtable, we got 20-something minutes. And if he ain't on the phone, though, I ain't tripping because we can go right back into this. What was the point you just... Charles. He not on the line. So if he ain't on the line, by the time we come back, we keep talking this conversation.
You know who he is. I don't even know who he is.
No, I'm saying, but let's go back to... What was the point you just made about the...
That they don't have any experience. I mean, the people we got down there representing black folks, man, they're very limited in terms of having. But I mean, that's true about the entire House to a certain extent. But in our delegation, we got Mary Flowers. Will Davis should have some chops. He's been there 15 years, I think. But after that, everybody's less than 10. Some are like their first or second term. A significant number are their first or second term, man. So they don't really wield any strength down there individually.
They won't.
Not to say they couldn't do it collectively, but
the problem is with the caucus thing, though, is like the funniest thing is when you go to Springfield, the first thing black folks tell you not to do is don't mess with the black caucus.
Don't mess with it? What do you mean?
Like the smart legislators say do not get involved, don't get involved, don't listen to the black caucus.
Who tells you that?
I could go through the list, I'll tell you when we're off the air. Tammy, this is for you! What's up, Tammy? Welcome back! Welcome back, Tammy! Baby bend over, baby bend over, baby bend over. Y'all see Charles doing the yoga over there? There you go, there you go. That's it right there. There you go. Come on, Charles. Flex. Dang, Charles, you killed it. Flex. Do what I'm supposed to, bending, never breaking numbers. You are tuned into the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. And DJ Pat exclusive sitting in for our musical director, Sonia Escobar. Now, you know, we were supposed to have somebody on the phone, but it's okay. You know, sometimes they sleep late in LA, so I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm gonna continue this conversation.
Yeah, it's a good conversation, man.
Charles, you pointed out something.
Stuff.
So, Charles, you pointed out some things about how we are being black people are represented in Springfield, and you talked about age and tenure.
Yeah, we don't have a very experienced group down there. I mean, we have Mary Flowers, who's been there, I think, 32 years. I think she was first elected in the mid-1980s.
That's the same one said she wasn't coming on. She don't do WVON.
She doesn't do WVON.
WVON, you need to do her.
Yeah,
go ahead.
She is the dean of the black delegation in the House.
Wait. Just what? Like, did they give her that title? Or did you?
I did.
What do you base the dean on?
Because she's been there longer than anybody else. She's been there 32 years.
She don't mess with them Negroes.
She
don't mess with them Negroes.
But she's HNIC.
No,
she don't mess with them.
She do not mess with them Negroes. Boy,
you used to be the Legislative Black Caucus guy, right?
Executive director.
Wasn't she in the Black Caucus?
Boy, she used to tell. She don't like Negroes like that.
She don't like Negroes like that?
Not like that.
Really?
Not like that.
Man, you know, I talked to her. I used to talk to her frequently before I started working here. Then she kind of cut me off. But you know, really, because you know, when I worked for Channel 7, man, the Negro politicians down in Springfield would be lined up to do that 10-second soundbite.
That's because you only had 10 seconds.
That's right. But now that I'm here and I kind of go in the weeds. Back in the slave quarters with them, you know. And now,
did you say slave?
Yep.
Don't start that.
We on a plantation, you know that. And when I
thought you got on the boat.
When I can go back here with them and talk and really talk about what's going on at the plantation, then nobody wants to talk to me. I mean, you know, it's incredible the difference, but that's all right. That's all right,
Charles.
That's all right, man.
You know what?
You know, I made a decision, and I'm
welcome to my world,
and I feel good about it. I love this place. I wouldn't want to work anywhere else in the world.
What?
I'm telling you,
based on how hard you go, we ain't gonna be making up.
But anyway, it's like she doesn't talk to me anymore, and she is the dean though, because she's been down there longer than anybody else. Now we've lost some other very important people, like Esther Golar is no longer there. She was experienced, right? We had my sister on 79th. Help.
You're talking about Monique.
Monique's not there anymore. She had been there a long time. Of course, Connie had been there a long time. That's several years she's been gone. We don't have a lot of experience. We have a lot of first and second, third year reps. We have Will Davis has been down there 15, 17 years. He's from the south suburbs, and he's been sort of MIA lately on this because he's got a lot of people paying a lot of crazy property taxes in his district, and he's been
black people don't pay taxes.
He's been MIA. To a certain extent.
We need our pop tax because we got to save ourselves.
So, I mean, but we don't have a lot of really experienced people down there right now in the House to take on Mike Madigan.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Charles, and I'm going to provide just a little insight because I do have some hope for the future. I'm not going for the future. Dumb. You know what? I do have some hope for the future. I'm gonna tell you what.
That was his ramen man.
What about every child in their future?
Go ahead.
But Charles, I have some exciting. You know, we have a lot of young lawyers and attorneys down in Springfield, and I have hope for their future. I think right now, you know, this little light of mine is being covered by a bushel, which is the chairman of the Democratic Party of Illinois. But I have high hopes that in the future our young legislators who are lawyers, who have reached some of the highest levels of education, will do us justice. I think they got to bide their time, and I do think that the youth of it all because everything is based on seniority. Charles, so you know what? I guess they woke up in Atlanta, not Atlanta, excuse me, I don't know if he's calling from Atlanta or ooh, LA. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, well, first of all, Charles, I don't know if you know about the new thing in the world. It's called Netflix and chill. Do you know what a Netflix and chill is?
Netflix is. I don't know what chill is.
So Netflix and chill is the new date night, right? So basically, you instead of going out to the movies, you get up, you call your girl, you grab a drink, you maybe make a meal, you sit on the couch and you hit your Netflix account, and instead of going out, you watch Netflix movies. Well, I am here to talk to you. We have got one of the stars of one of the hottest black movies on Netflix right now. We have Ross Fleming from the movie Boy Bye. Ross, are you there? Well, Ross, I'm gonna tell you, man. It's funny. Now, I'm gonna get in trouble, but I watched Boy Bye not because of you, because my girl Wendy Raquel is in the movie. Talk to me, man. Talk to me about the movie Boy Bye and what this exciting opportunity is for black actors and actresses on Netflix.
Is first of all, everybody should be Netflix and chilling per her orders to Boy Bye. So I expect everybody to be Netflix and chilling to Boy Bye tonight. But Boy Bye is a movie about a woman who pretty much has reached a place where she doesn't believe love exists anymore. She's been hurt, she's been scorned, and she's actually become a proponent and advocator for women to, if you are dissatisfied, if a man isn't providing you, you know, the love you want, the attention you want, then you just tell him boy bye and you move on to the next one. And so she has become this advocate for women for this whole boy bye movement, and is completely, you know, removed from love in any kind of way. And then she meets a man who changes her mind about everything and makes her think that love does exist again.
Ross,
that man happens to be me, by the way.
So Ross, you know what? As I was watching the movie, it got me to thinking about black women and scandal. And it got me to thinking about this newfangled black woman who really Wendy Raquel played, which is this black woman that is scorned, so she's decided that she is going to get it all. She gonna have as many men as she wants, and she is going to live the life. Talk to me about how you think that lifestyle has permeated the black community and the effect it has on the black relationships.
Well, I think, well, hopefully it's more fiction than it is reality. I know that there are some women out there who do operate in this space of lack of consciousness and a lack of emotional attachment to men, and they are kind of doing what they want to do when they want to do it. But I definitely don't think that is the healthiest behavior for love, for creating real relationships. It takes time. It takes a one-on-one commitment. It takes 100% focus in an individual to really make a healthy relationship work. So if you are spreading your percentages of energy dispersion, you know, out amongst many people, then it's kind of impossible for you to focus and for you to find that singular feeling that you're ultimately really looking for. I think that a lot of people, a lot of women go to that space because of hurt, because of distrust, because of fear of being hurt again. And so in an attempt to control their environment, to control their emotional attachments, they just don't attach to anybody. But you can't find love that way. And ultimately you can't find happiness that way either.
Ross, you know, it seems though that there are so many. So in this movie, Wendy Raquel Robinson seems to have everything, right? She's got the business, she's got the lifestyle, but she can't seem to connect to a man until she runs into your character. What do you think were the biggest issue? What do you think are the biggest issues with materialism in black women?
Well, I think
and it's something, you know, it's something that's inherently cultural to us, because it's something I think that even through slavery from Africa, we as brown people have always been drawn to the shimmer of gold, you know, and the shininess of jewels. And I think in our new society where, you know, this IG world, this post-puffy apocalyptic world where, you know, we're constantly being bombarded by imagery of luxury and constantly being bombarded by thoughts of material gain and material wealth. I think it has now just become just almost like a hardline inherent desire that people have. And I think the biggest issue now is because of the because of the presentation of it all and the ceremony of it all, we've gotten away from the tactics of it and the strategy of it. It's fine if you want to have things. It's great if you want to be wealthy. It's great if you want to own $1 million car, but you have to earn that $1 million, and you have to develop the tools, the talents, and the techniques that it requires to, whether it be to form the business or to create the patent or whatever, or to start the company that's going to lead you to that ultimate goal.
Ross, so you know what, we've only got a couple minutes left, so I want to just ask you, just give us, why should people watch Boy Bye? Why should they check it out?
Well, of course I would say because I'm in it, but you guys are just meeting me now, so you have to watch the movie to fully appreciate that. But it's a great movie. It has a great cast. Everyone in it is a recognizable face, and it's part of our Black Hollywood kind of pedigree. Valerie Pettiford, Wendy Raquel Robinson, Omar Gooden, Chandrella Avery. These are all faces and names, you know, Tommy Townsend. It's just a great movie with a great storyline. It has, you know, some great actors in it, and I definitely think you're going to enjoy it. So if you get a chance, please definitely go out and check out Boy Bye. And when you love that one, you can also check out Only for One Night. I'm also in that one as well on Netflix right now. That one has Brian White and Karuchi Tran in it. And
Karuchi? You mean Chris Brown Karuchi?
Chris Brown Karuchi.
Boy, you better be careful. They be waiting for you outside. Let me ask you real quick, Ross, before we head out. Ross, talk to me about how Netflix is helping create a resurgence of Black Hollywood.
Well, I think Netflix is creating an opportunity to create content, period. As a streaming service and not being on cable, it's like their number one priority is to create original programming and things of interest for people so that they can take you off of cable and bring you straight to the streaming service. So I think, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but Netflix is putting out, I think, almost $1.5 billion that they are spending on creating content, which ultimately breaks down to giving opportunities for independent directors, for young Black actors to have an opportunity to work.
You know what, Ross? I want to tell you, I appreciate you being here. Now, my producer says, he sent me a quick note. He says, now, do you actually watch the movie when you Netflix and chill?
So that's the premise. You're supposed to at least start off watching the movie.
Right, just like the Netflix is really the setup. Tell the truth, brother. You know Netflix is really the setup. You be like, baby, you glass of wine, turn on the movie, right. 30 seconds later, you like, you know what, Ross, now check this out.
Unless you're watching Boy Bye, because then she's going to be mad at you because she's going to want to catch every second of it.
Or you're going to be trying. I think if you
wait till after it's over.
If you're watching Boy Bye, if the fellas watching, they probably going to be trying to catch Wendy too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Ross Fleming for being here. Ross, now check it out. When you come to Chicago, man, you got to stop by the WVON studios and come be in the studio live. We appreciate you taking time out. You're in LA or you in Atlanta right now?
I'm in Atlanta right now. I'm packing a bag. I'm about to head to the airport and on the way back out to LA now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ross Fleming. Check him out on Netflix. He's the star of Boy Bye. I'm telling y'all, Netflix is blowing up. Resurgence of Black Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. It is my time. We got to get out of here. It's up next, the Urban Business Roundtable. Until tomorrow, if you don't like it, you can tell them Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Live from the WVON.
All right. Y'all, we got to get Charles Thomas the new Jay-Z album. I'm telling you, you need to be listening to that on the ride home so you can get out the car and be like, I got some motivation at the crib. I'm telling you, the brother said I needed that album. All right, can I ask the Facebook Live audience, how many people have watched the Jay-Z, have listened to the to 444? That is probably one of the best grown men album I've heard in the last, that's probably the first grown man rap album like that I've ever heard. With somebody telling you to invest your money, financial freedom. He said, we ain't beating this race thing. He said the only way is through financial freedom, generational wealth. What we talk about on this show? I think Jay-Z been listening too, y'all.
Generational wealth, my brother.
Generational wealth. He like, that's the only way we escaping this. First of all, let me tell everybody who tuned in today, thank you very much. Appreciate you all being with us on Facebook. Are you guys coming to the Taste of WVON? I hope that you will be joining us because we're going to have a great time, great show. Let me go through and say what's up to all the peoples real quickly. As I wrap up, let me give my post-show wraps as I clean up. All right, let's start with... What's up, Antonil? What up, Kang? What up, Dennis Evans, Henry Hartsfield, Hotep, Mark Sims, Carol Muhammad. What up, Charlie T, Craig Nash. What's up, Jasmine Turner? Jasmine, we got to have a chat, young lady. Got to talk about this Jay-Z album. I actually want to do a podcast on the album itself. What up, Still Running Stovall? What up, Dwayne Champion? What up, D.S. Sanders? What up, Nikki? What up, Yvonne Turner Williams? What up, Cuz Justin Randall? What up, Kemet? What up, DS? What up, Alan Green? What up, Everett Myrick? What up, KM Milton? What up, Chelsea? What up, Golden? What up, Double J? Man, we got to make up our rain delay. Like how I made that rhyme. What up, Edward Muhammad? What up, Avis Miller? What up, Lucas White? What up, Alvin Norton? What's up, Kamish? What up, Robert Clark? What up, Marcy? What up, Toya Lynn Supreme? What up, Hank? What up, Jeff Eaton? What up, Tamiko Hope? What up, Edward Muhammad? V-Ron, what's up? What up, Sean Rise? I got the YouTube people next. What up, DS? What up, Walter Palmer? What up, Nanette Jones? DS, I have not forgotten you, sweetie. I'm just trying to get it all together. What up, Kenneth Briscoe? What up, Daniel Maldonado? What up, John Rembert? What up, Rack? What up, Sam Allen? What up, Nate Williams? What up, Rick Good? What up, Tamlin Beck Rogers? What up, Kenneth Briscoe? Keith Harris, May Jules, Thomas Anderson. Dominique Papa Daniels. What up, Arlene Jones? What up, Sean Williams? What up, Aaron Foster? What up, Kwaku Big Rap? What up, Eddie? What up, Joel? Joe Soul. What up, Brian Mullins? What up, Kimberly? What up, Chima? Alright, now, let's see what's over here. What up, Linda McGill? What up, KM? What up, Kevin B? What up, DS? What up, Stay Focused Media? What up, Penelope? What up, Reese Mo? What up, Rufus? Ebony? What up, Ship? What up, W. Collins? All right, y'all. So I'm about to wrap this up. Get cracking. I'll probably be talking to y'all from my rooftop patio. Yeah, I probably did. Me and Carrie got our patio finally put together yesterday. It's been taking us so long, and we finally got it together. So we gonna be on our rooftop. I think I'm gonna live on the roof for the rest of the summer. Y'all see Charles Thomas? He over there in deep thought. Look at him. See? He's being a philosopher right now. See, he thinks very deeply.
I think very deeply.
Yo, Charles. Hey, Adrian. Your dad is going to be rocking Jay-Z at the next family meeting. He going to be like, have y'all listened to this album though? That's going to be funny. Charles going to be telling people, hey man, have y'all been listening to Jay-Z? You ain't copped the new Jay? The new Jigga? Now let's see if Ty got us ready. All right, y'all. To my Facebook Live audience, just want to say peace out. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all very much. Respect. To my YouTube audience, I want to tell y'all how much I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Respect.
Joe